Hare Krishna. So I left a message and I hope they will come.
Okay.
Let's sing.
Okay.
Today is in France, it's Dwadasi.
Oh, in ours is Ekadasi today.
I say it's Dwadasi here.
Okay. Oh, so you guys are one day before us, huh?
Today is Thursday.
And our Thursday is tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Okay. Jaya Ram. Jaya Kunja Hari Ram
Rama.
Padava Jaya Kunja Hari Gopinath Vallabha Radhani Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhani Niyashudananda Rajadharana Niyashudanandana Rajadharana Yamunatiravanshari 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 Madhava Madhava Jaya Kunjavi Gopijana Yamuna Tira Vanasa Yamuna Tira Vanasa Yamuna Tira Vanasa Kundave Kundave Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Girivardhani Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Girivardhani Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Jai Radha Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Shirade Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Mohan Shirade Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shirade Jai Radha Govind Madhura Govind Madhura Shirade Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Gauranitai 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 Jai Gauranitai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev Raj Shri Radha Govinda Madhav Ki Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai Shri Nitai Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Sadhu Sangha Ki Jai Go Pramanande Swagatam
Hare
Swagatam. Okay, so
Rama.
let's sing this Krishna Lila Stava.
Okay.
Do you have it under your eyes?
Yeah, I have it. I don't need any time.
Okay, Mataji, so you can sing.
Okay. I have to read now.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
read.
we can put the recording. Oh, the recording is up, no?
Yeah, I think it's on. It's on. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, it is on.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Sarva Sasaviyosh Piyosha Sarva Vidika Satpala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya Sarva Lokitya Drakpada. One, one and two is together, so two. Sarva Bhagavata Pran Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kali Dev Atoditya Sri Krishna Padvita. Translation: O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures, O most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you who are enriched with jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusions, O you who grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world, O light breath of Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. You are actually Krishna who has returned among us. So three. Somebody else here, Prabhu?
I can read if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Paramanand Pataya Premvakshya Ksharayate Savada Savasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostume. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental love transcendental bliss, for your syllables rain pure love of God, Panarida. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna.
Okay, Mad Eka Bandhu, Mad Sangin, Mad Guru, Mad Mahadana, Mad Nistaraka, Mad Bhagya, Mad Ananta, Namostute. Number 4. Oh Srimad Bhagavatam, oh my only friend, oh my companion, oh my teacher, oh my great wealth, oh my deliverer, oh my good fortune, oh my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. Okay, 5. Asadu, sadhuta, dhyani, nati, nisyota, takara, takara, anna, munchin, kadachin, mam, prema, Antyo Sutta. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifested upon my heart and my throat, accompanied with your love, Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Sai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Namo
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyantimirandasya Gananjana Sharakaya
Yanam
Chakshumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Tadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupa Sagrajitam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Samjivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Jana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Rupesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kansana Gurangi Radhe Vrindavan Jari Dishabanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhya Shagripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, do you know where we are?
2-8.
Yes, we started chapter 8. Can you please resume? Not resume, can you please recap a little bit?
2. Oh, it's 2-8, right?
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to enter
Okay.
from
So we are
287, but you can recap prior to that if you want.
Okay, so we are going to recap 2-8.
Yeah, we have reached, today we will start off from 287.
Okay.
And if you want to recap up to that time.
Okay, so this is about the questions by Parikshit Maharaj and Sutta Goswami about the Hari Katha, right?
Yeah.
And it also tells about the Narad Muni and his preaching and what he was doing in those days too.
Yeah. Yes, and then from chapter 2 onwards, it's straight about glories of Harikatha. It creates auspiciousness. There's some beautiful analogies given. So Parikshit is speaking out actually to Shukdev, his guru. And Parikshit, just like Shunaka, Rishi is always eager to incite, just like you are spurring on when you are, let's say, horse riding with your heels, you are spurring on the horse to move on. But of course, it's not that gross here. It's very spiritual and subtle. And we can see that in 283. Is inciting, is inducing, I could say, is coaxing, we could say, Shukdev to carry on.
Okay.
So, and of course, 4 is very important verse. It's a key verse. Srinvatam Shradaya Nitya Grinatas Vacheshtitam Karinana Titirgana Bhagavan Vishateridi. That it's very close to 1:17 actually. So that verse explains 284 that we should put our eagerness, we should put our effort. Grinatas Vacheshtitam means putting one's effort in trying to understand and be very serious, taking the matter very seriously, regularly. Put your faith. Shraddhaya means faith, earnestness, I would say. So it's not going to happen if you take it casually or in your own stride. It says, Grinatas Vacheshtitam, 284. It has to be taken very seriously. Then the result is totally mesmerizing. Kalina Naditirgena, Bhagavan Vishateridi. Bhagavan, not Paramatma. Paramatma is there already, even in the heart of a mouse. So Paramatma is neutral. It's called Udasinavat. It's like a judge. But Bhagavan Vishateridi, so that is Krishna. There's no more Paramatma. So for that, it needs a lot of earnestness. Hare Krishna, Moshe Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
We're doing the recap. So then a couple of analogies, 5 and 6. Can someone describe beautiful analogies, 5 and 6? Then we will move on.
Right.
5 and 6.
The latest one.
What are the analogies in 5 and 6? You can just read out. It's not rocket science. You just extract it from the verse. What about the autumnal rain? Krishna Katha?
Or they become rainy season, the waters become muddy.
Yeah, but what is all about this analogy of the autumnal rains? What's the simile? What's the allegory behind? It's a beautiful analogy. Rainy season means, everything is muddy because,
because the rain, right, when it settles down,
yeah,
whatever.
it's very
And
muddy.
And they're comparing with the devotees, how they can be helping other people in the association.
Yeah. So in India, there's 6 seasons, as you know, not 4, 6. So after rainy season, you find Swarat. Swarat means basically, it's September, October, it's Swarat. In French, we don't have this. We call it Indian summer. When the summer tends to prolong let's say so, like September, it's still very hot. Or here we say Indian summer, but actually it's a season in and of itself. It's called Sfarat. So what happened? There is still some rain, but the rain is quite mild, slight rainfall. So what happened? It's a different rain from the rainy season where you have downpour. It's no more downpour. It's very slight and refreshing. And what happens is everything's going to be cleared out. All the mud is going to be cleared out. So you may with some chemicals purify, let's say a well or a small reservoir of water. That's possible, but you cannot purify the whole, all the streams and rivers of your region with some chemicals. No, it takes a different season to clear out all the mud. You follow? So in the same way, a pure devotee on the caliber of Srila Prabhupada, Shukdev, Sutta Goswami, Brahma, Narad, they have the capacity to single-handedly not only deliver themselves, but deliver the whole world. Satan Sasangam, Mamavirya Samvido, Ritkana Kritkasayana Kataha. So this is the power. Tulayamala Vena Pina Sagamna Punarbhavam 118:13. We cannot put a price on the value of a devotees association, especially of that caliber, pure devotee. You cannot, it's priceless. You cannot put a price. What is that verse? Lavamatra? Even a single fragment of a second with a pure devotee, you cannot price it. So this is the idea in 5. Not only Bhagavatam as spoken by a pure devotee will, enable you to relink to Sambandha Gyan, to reawaken your relationship with Krishna. Bhagavan Vishate Vidhi 284. So, and then we know very well, Shrinabatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shavan Kirtanaha, all the layers of dirt, lust, anger, greed. It's mentioned in the first canto, those 5 verses, 1 to 17, 18, 19, 20, etc. Everything is all the layers are totally eradicated. Krodha, Lob, Kam, everything is eradicated. And then we see the same explanation in first canto. Bijati Hridaya Grantis, Chidyanti Sava, such as Chamanaha, Drijvayavat Manishvare. You break loose from the shackles of karmic reactions, the chain breaks loose, breaks open, and then Drijva Evat Manishvare, you see the soul, you see yourself being the master. You see yourself. So this is the beautiful example. And then what is the example of 6? Beautiful example of the traveler. Can you explain? I'm a bit slow because I'm still doing Nirjal. I didn't break my fast as yet. So it's still a Karashi here.
Oh, it's about the traveler that he leaves the home in search of finding job and money. And he goes so far, and sometimes he has to like go through the forest and other places, like ups and downs. So that's how our lives are too. And our lives are like a traveler too, because we have to go to unknown places and do stuff too?
Yeah. So it's a twofold understanding. It can be a bit mundane, you know, like you're traveling around, especially a man, you are a sales representative going around this country making money, and then you come back home, your wife is waiting for you, the kids. So there's some relief, you know, you've been traveling, there's some relief. But of course, the totally transcendental simile is going back to Godhead. Prabhupada explained at the bottom 6. We are in a family tie with Krishna. We should go back. We've been wandering, Brahmanda, Brahmitikono, Bhagavan Jeev. We've been wandering in this bloody world. And it's high time we go back. We're like a wayward living entity, a Jeev, a desperado, basically. We are renegades. We are desperados. And when going back, otherwise, whatever you do in this world, even as a devotee, always people will always find fault with you, you know, even in ISKCON. So the best shot is to go back home, back to Garden. Okay, let's move on. So my question is, what is it all about, this new section? It's a new tiny section, but it's important section entering from 7. Did you guys read ahead a little bit? What's happening from now on? 6, sorry, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna see different things.
Uh,
I don't know if you can
Parikshit
see my.
Maharaj is
Yes,
inquiring.
Prabhu.
Parikshit Maharaj is asking further questions about the jivas, super soul,
Yeah.
and
I don't know if you can see my screen. That's
Well,
the.
yeah, we can see.
Okay, so we're going to discuss about Jiv Tattva, Krishna Tattva, and it's the title itself is quite indicative. A lot of questions in this chapter, just like which chapter in the first canto, dealing with lots of questions. Remember, there's a chapter in the first canto dealing with plenty of questions. Chapter 4. So here, chapter 8, lots of questions. And it starts right here. 7. Yada dhatu mautu brahman. Deharambosya dhatu bihi. Yadvichaya hetu nava. Bhavanto janate yatha. Translation.
O learned Brahmana, the transcendental spirit soul is different from the material body. Does he acquire the body accidentally or by some cause? Will you kindly explain this, for it is known to you?
Yeah, so you can shed some light, Prabhu.
Yeah, so getting material body is by karma, according to our desires and actions we do.
Yeah. So it's all about Atma Tattva, Atma Gyan, which is basically the sum and total of Srimad Bhagavatam, of Gita also. So what is it's mentioned in the purport here, 7. What's the inner motive of a devotee? When we explain Bhagavatam, it's not only, oh, I'm satisfied hearing Bhagavatam. We are hearing Brahma, we are hearing Narad, Srila Prabhupada. But what is the inner concern of a devotee when he passes on Srimad Bhagavatam to others? There should be it's explained by Prabhupada, it's a beautiful goal. What is the inner concern of a devotee?
Self-realization.
Yeah, but Prabhupada is very explicit. I like this sentence. He is more anxious to establish the philosophical basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, in other words, we have to establish Bhagavatam as the supreme Praman. What's the meaning of Praman? In Sanskrit with a P, Praman.
Proof.
Yeah, excellent. The supreme Praman. That's always the concern of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the verse? There's a verse. It's spoken by Advaita Acharya had a disciple. I don't know if you know. He had this disciple. He had written a beautiful commentary on Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Manjusha. His name is Srinath. Srinath Chakravarti. Very, very often devotees confused with Vishwanath. Chakravarti Thakur. No, it's way before. His name is Srinath. Srinathji. Srinath Chakravarti. And he has written a beautiful verse. He has written a full commentary on Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Manjusha. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Puranam. So he has written, Mahaprabhu used to recite that verse day and night. Vrajecha Tanayam. We should worship Aradhya Bhagavan, Vrajecha Tanayam. We worship Aradhya Bhagavan, Krishna. But which Krishna? There's millions of Krishna. You go in India, how many Krishna? But we, Vrajecha Tanayam, the son of Nanda Maharaj in Braj. And this is not Rajib. It's Krishna Tattva. So this is the, it's called in Sanskrit, the Vastu Nirdesh. Satyam Param Dimahi. The Vastu Nirdesh of Srimad Bhagavatam is to establish Krishna. Satyam Param Dimahi. So when we preach, when we teach, yes, we're getting purified. Yes, we discussed 284. Yes. But we want to establish the Praman of Bhagavatam. See? That's even within ISKCON, we have to do that. Devotees may become, especially neophytes, they may say, oh, okay, Bhagavatam, another book. No, it's not another book. You may burn all the books. If Bhagavatam is there, there's no loss. You cannot compare Bhagavatam with other books. This is offense. So this is the point. What else we can say in 287? It's a question. So if it is a question, it's going to be answered. Where will it be answered? I don't know if you have the book of, what is his name, this Prabhu, Gauranga Darshan. He has written beautifully, this Prabhu, that it's going to be answered in the next chapter, 291, 2, 3, 4. It's mentioned here, even in the third canto, seventh chapter. We're going to be discussing, beginning of the next chapter, the difference between the body and the soul, the difference between, what else can we say about 7? There's a lot in the purport. And basically, this is what we learn in the Gita, basically. Yeah? Remember 4.6. Why Krishna can remember all his lives? Ajo Nitya Shashvatamya Purano. No, that's 220. How does it go? 4.6 in the Gita.
4.6 is that
Prakriti Samadhishtaya, Sambhavamatmaya. I'm situated in my own Prakriti, Krishna says. 4.6. So we change body. Krishna doesn't change body. So he can remember all his, for eternity in the past. We change bodies. We don't remember even someone left the world in your family. My father left about 10 years ago. He has taken birth already. Does he remember that I'm his son? No way. He doesn't remember. He must be a kid somewhere. He must have gotten a human form of life. Bikram Nasatosti. He took prasad. So does he remember that he had 3 kids? No. Doesn't remember. So the point is, Prabhupada is very keen on that point. You may be a pure devotee. Narad is a pure devotee. Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee. They could say, Pariprasthana Sevaya. Do they still inquire? Do they still ponder, inquire, prashna, questioning? Yes or no? Even though they are pure devotees, they are avatar. Narad is basically a direct Shaktivesh. He could say, no need to inquire, I know the tattva. Still is inquiring from his father. So Parikshit is a pure devotee from birth, Vishnu Rat. Is still inquiring from the Guru. So the Guru should be Nishnatam, very well versed. And Shrutiyam, Nishnatam, very well versed in Shastra. Otherwise, you cannot be Guru. Prabhupada said at the bottom, look, last sentence. Gaur Govinda Maharaj used to say, I don't know if you know Gaur Govind Maharaj, he used to say to his disciples, if you don't know the Shastra, I reject you as a disciple. I will reject you. Can you imagine? I have seen. He has rejected disciples. If you are initiated, he say, I will reject you if you do know Shastra. So we have to know the Shastra left, right, and corner. That's the idea. Asid yadudarat padmam lok samshtan lakshanam yavan ayam ve purush yatava yave pritak tavan asaviti prokta samstavaya vavan hiva.
Okay, so 288, right? Translation. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of a gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of our common living entities? So here, in this chapter, Prabhupada is telling us as the Lord is distinguished from the body of the common living being, right? So the spirit, okay, in this text, Maharaj Parikshit has asked the spiritual masters intelligent question about transcendental body of the Lord to gain this scientific understanding. It has been mentioned that in many places before that the Lord assumed a gigantic body like Karandakshai Vishnu. Because and then it also says about whose hairs and pores were innumerable universes that have been generated. And then the body of Garbhadakshai Vishnu is also described here as sprouting from the lotus stem, of which all the planets of the universe remain. And at the top of the stem, it is also said that in the top of the stem is a lotus flower, which is Brahma is born, like the Brahma was born. And this is a creation of the material world. the Supreme Lord, he undoubtedly assumes the gigantic body, like the big body, and living entities also get bodies, big or small according to necessary. And I think we get these big or small bodies because of our karma too, like what we have done.
Yeah.
For example, an elephant gets a gigantic body according to its needs, and so does the ant. This big thing like elephant, they're comparing to the ant according to its needs. But it says to its needs, but I think it's karma too. Similarly, the personality of Godhead assumes this gigantic body to accommodate the universe. That's why he got this big body, or the planets.
Okay.
And there's no difference in the principle of assuming or accepting a particular body. You just get what you get.
Yeah. So
Okay, Hare Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. It's quite subtle. Huh? My question is the change of size, just like we are jivas, and how many types of living species are there for a
Oh,
jiva?
8,400,000.
I cannot
it
hear.
is
I can hear people, but it's very faint. How many?
8,400,000.
Yeah, exactly. So even as a jiva, we can have, just like Mataji mentioned, she's quoting from the purport, you may get an elephant body, an ant, a mosquito. So can we say that the difference between the Lord's body and our body, is it only a matter of size to understand the differences? Is that what it is?
No.
There's more to it. There's more than the eyes can see. So please explain. See, Prabhupada, there's a strong clue in 8. Twice, it's a small purport. But did you notice twice Prabhupada repeats himself the same expression, according to necessity. See, according to necessity. Twice he mentions. In terms of necessity, according to necessity. What's the meaning?
according to necessity where it's needed.
Yes.
Like when I can give example. Okay, remember when the wall went down and then he had to take the form of a boar. It was a pig, and it was the only thing that could take out the universe up. So he has to have a body. Whatever is needed, that's what is going to be provided there, right?
Yeah, so that's good. Thank you. A boar, what's his name, Varahadev? He has
Yeah,
a
right.
body huge, but did he take a bull's body by dint of karma? No, because 4-6 Prakritim Swamadhishtaya is situated in his own Prakriti. That is his Swarup, right? So for the sake of the Lila, because the earth had fallen into Kabudakoshai ocean, he had to retrieve the earth. And you have seen the Varahadev and the Varaha, they tend to dig the earth with their tusk. They're always like this, digging, you know. So it's like snooting out. So the best shot to retrieve the earth from the mud is to take the body of a Varaha, a boar. That's the best body. But he didn't take that boar's body. You may say, oh, he's big, so he must be God. No, this is nonsense. You can look at there's so many jivas, even demons. Vitrasur. Have you seen the size of Vitrasur? Vitrasur, Hiranyakashipu is a little boy. Vitra means to surround. Vitrasur is so big that his body surrounds the whole universe.
Wow.
You follow? Hiranyakashipu is a little boy. He's trampling on demigods. So if you say, oh, he must be big, he must be God, you're a little boy and girl, you're from kindergarten. Because Krishna doesn't take a body by dint of karma. Krishna takes his body by dint of lila. But we take a body by dint of karma. This is the answer. See, according to necessity. Read the last sentence of 8.
Last sentence of 8.
The very, very last sentence. So the answer.
Okay. Whatever the form seen by Brahma.
The last
So the
bloody
answer
sentence
depends.
of 8. So the answer depends on.
Yes, yes.
So the answer depends on the specific significance of the body of the Lord, as distinguished from the body of the common living beings.
Yes. So when the Lord takes a body, there is a significance to his body. When we take a body, even we are a virtuous soul, we are an elephant, there is no significance to our body. Who gives a damn about your body? No one. Who gives a damn about my body? No one. So Krishna, when he comes, everyone is concerned with his body because his body pertains to Lila Tattva. You follow? His body is non-different from his soul, and he comes for particular purpose. For the sake of Lila, he's going to retrieve the earth, he's going to kill Hiranyakashipu, protect Prahlad. So his Lila bodies are under the dint, under the purview of internal energy. Sambhavimatma Mayaya. See, we are taking bodies due to our karma. What is the verse in the Gita? Give me a verse that explains we are taking body according to karma.
Chapter 7, someone?
Yeah, give me the full quote.
Maya Dakshina.
Yes, Prabhu.
Does it start with Maya Dakshina Prakriti?
Yeah, very good. Suyate Sacharachanan. She provides different types of forms. Yes, excellent. So it's a very interesting. We're into Atmagyan here. So, Jiv Goswami is quite adamant on this verse. Let's discuss from Jiv Goswami. And of course, even Jiv Goswami, who is Mahapurush, I can imagine, is a Manjari. Can you go higher than that? Still is quoting his predecessors. Who is the senior commentator? The maestro. Mahaprabhu calls him the maestro. You cannot go higher than this maestro. Even Jiva Goswami will quote from him. He's the maestro. Maestro means it's Italian word, maestro, master. Sridhar Swami. So even Jiva Goswami quotes Sridhar Swami. So the question we could, and it could be a question from a layman. That's a very pertinent question. If the Lord has a material body, so how is it? Because people sometimes this is what they say. No, Krishna, yes, I agree, but he has a material body. How do you defeat that? You may find it when you preach this answer, even today. People say, no, Krishna has a material body. So what do you say to that? So how do you defeat that? So if someone tells you, yes, Krishna, I agree, but he has a material body.
We can refer to Brahma Samhita.
Yes. What do you say?
Krishna's body is spiritual, Ananda.
Yeah. And then you tell him, my dear sir, yes, I agree with you. He has a material body. Then how come devotees become liberated by simply serving and worshipping this material body of Krishna?
Mm.
This is the first question. If he has a material body, how come you can become purified by worshipping that body?
It's transcendental, right?
Yeah, so this is the proof. This verse is the answer to that guy. This is the proof that from his abdomen, the lotus flower sprouted, and we know that gigantic body of his, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So this is how you defeat these gundas. And again, the answer will be found in 294. Look it up. The answer is there, 294. All these questions of chapter 8 will be answered in the chapter 9. Please look at 294. It's a very powerful verse. This is the answer. People, you cannot leave any stone unturned. 288 is answered in 294. Please read out 294.
Okay.
You don't have to jump just one chapter ahead. It's not rocket science. Just turn the pages. 294. Takes half second.
294. Okay, the English translation. Okay, 294 is, O King, O personality of Godhead, being very much pleased with Lord Brahma because of his non-deceptive penance in Bhakti Yoga, presented his eternal and transcendental form before Brahma. And that is the objective goal for all purifying and
Okay.
conditioned soul. Hare Krishna.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So now this is very relevant. Atma Tadva, look at the verse. Atma Tadva Vishuddhyartham. So this is the answer when those gundas are saying, oh, the Lord has a material body. You tell them, this verse 294, the form of the Lord purifies the jiv, the nityabadas, and bestows transcendental knowledge. This is the point of Shuddha Swami. So you may say, well, okay, what kind of transcendental knowledge did Krishna impart, teach Brahma then? So look at the Sanskrit. This is very well put. Brahmane Darshayam Rupam 294. Krishna spoke to Brahma the science of devotional service, which is made of tap. Tap
Yes.
means austerity. And there's other spiritual practices, but Krishna says, austerity is my heart. What the hell are we doing? We are doing all this Ekadashi and all these things because we want to do Tapo Divyam Putraka Yena Sadvam Shudyat. We are doing for the sake of tap, for the sake of purifying the heart. You know? So austerities, Bhagavan Brahmane Aha. Then someone may say, what did the Lord do? Why did the Lord? And it's mentioned in 294 also. Ritam, it's mentioned, right? Ritam Rupam Darshayam. Krishna presented his form before Brahma. Just like Krishna presented the form of Virat Rup to Arjun to prove that I'm God. So here, you're going to see in 294, what's going to happen is Brahma is going to be invited to Vaikuntha. In that section, you will see 294, 295. Krishna will be so pleased with Brahma, he will invite him to Vaikuntha. Just like an excursion. Oh, I'm inviting you to Sharanagati. I'm inviting you to this island. So Lord Narayana has invited him to Vaikuntha. He's going to reveal him his form. Avyalika, it's mentioned. Avyalika Vratadritaha. He was very pleased by Brahma.
Prabhu, I have one question.
Yeah.
You say inviting Brahma to Vaikunth. This Vaikunth is just like Hiranyakashipu when he was searching for Lord Vishnu. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam that he went to Vaikunth also, but that Vaikunth was like an embassy in this, an embassy of Vaikuntha in this material world.
Yeah.
So,
So, are you finished, Prabhu?
yeah, my question is for Lord Brahma. Uh, is it that Vaikunth you're referring to, or is it actually the Vaikunth in spiritual world?
No. Yeah, the Vaikuntha Lok in this Devidam is Shvetadvip, Dhruv Lok, yes. But that's not the place where Lord Brahma went. He went to Vaikuntha. It's called Haridam. It's beyond the Viraja River. It's within Brahman, but within Brahman, you find Vaikuntha. Everything is resting on Brahman. So, but within Brahman, you find everything, the material world, the spiritual world. Brahman is the effulgence of the Lord's body. But he entered a particular Vaikuntha Lok of Haridam. So the idea of this point is because of his non-deceptive penance, 294 in Bhakti Yoga, he has been granted permission to see the form of the Lord. And we, unfortunately, this is a stern reminder that our bodies is made of Maya Shakti. We are made of external form of illusory energy, whereas the form of the Lord is different. It's made of Prakritim Svamadhishtaya 4-6. It is spiritual. The bodies of the Lord is not manifested by the Lord's material energy. It's Yogamaya. Our body is made of Mahamaya. The Lord's body is spiritual in nature. It's to be worshipped. Our body is not to be worshipped. Except, okay, if you are a guru, yes, you can worship Vapu of the guru, it's fine. Even if he's a Jivan Mukta, okay, it's fine. Because you are representative of Vyasadeva. But if you're not representative of Vyasadeva, it's not worshipable. This is the idea. Okay, so perhaps let's see Vishwanath. These are important verses here. So Vishwanath is, again, as usual, is very extremely unusual commentator. Right? Is a Manjari also. It has been explained that the Lord of the Jiv has a body similar to the Jiv. See, he's making the whole thing even more. He's trying to, he's kind of unraveling things. He's making it thicker. Then he goes, how is the Lord's body different from the Jiv? Then he quotes 288. The Lord from whose navel a lotus appears has been described as being composed of the planets. Remember, the planets are within the stem. But this Lord has been described as different from the material person, endowed with limited limbs. So he's making a difference between the body of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu and the body of a Jiv. Even though the Lord is saying is endowed with limbs like hands and feet that can, and the Lord's body can be thin, thick, long, short, similar to the Jiv. So again, he's thickening the plot. He's saying the Jiv can have different types of bodies and the Lord can have different types of bodies. And he goes, although the Lord's hands and feet are different from those of the Jiv, they are described as similar. So what is the actual difference? He's kind of thickening the plot here. So he explains the answer will be lying in the next verse. 289. Aja Shrijati Bhutani Bhutatma Yadanugrahat Dadrishayina Tadrupam Nabi Padma Samud Bhavaha. Go ahead. 289.
Brahma, who was not born of a material source, but of the lotus flower coming out of the navel domain of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord.
Yes. So very interesting verse. Please explain.
So Brahma was born from the body of the Lord, especially the lotus stem.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Huh? We discussed in this canto, the body of Brahma is made of the same constituents that is inside the stem. Can you imagine? Because there is nothing else. So his body is made from the same components that is inside the stem of the lotus.
So,
See?
Prabhu, one question.
Yeah.
So, all the planetary system, they are sustained in that stem, within that's
Within the stem, you're right.
Yeah, but the planetary system, all the planets, they are material. So what about the stem?
The stem. So let's read Vishwanath. I can see you are ahead of things. But before I answer, I want to concentrate on this sentence in 9. He was directly, Brahma, he was directly born from the bodily expansion of the lotus flower of the Lord. See? So we can understand. And the question remains. Prabhupada even is like Vishwanath. Prabhupada is a bit unclear. Did you notice? It is not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are of the same quality or different. Prabhupada doesn't reveal things as yet. It must be clearly understood, but he says we should understand. And he's not revealing as yet. Vishwanath is doing the same. Then one thing is, however, certain. Then he goes in a different direction. Brahma was completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord because after his birth, he could create living beings by the Lord's grace only. And he could see the form of the Lord. And then it's not revealed. Very interesting. Whether the form seen by Brahma is of the same quality as that of Brahma is a bewildering question. And Maharaj Parikshit wanted to get clear answers. So this is the whole question here. The question remains. Vishwanath hasn't replied. Prabhupada hasn't replied as yet. This is the key question in Tattva. What is the question? Let's see if you have understood. What is the question?
Whether the body of the Lord and of Brahma is same.
Yeah, and to be more specific, you have to be more specific. We're talking about the form of the Lord that Brahma has seen. He's going to see a form, and that form again appears in the next chapter. Because I told you he's going to go to Vaikunt. And you can see 289. If you look at Gauranga Darshan's book, it's going to be answered in the third canto, in the 8th chapter of the third canto. So the question remains, And see, Prabhupada, Vishwanath, they don't reveal things as yet. It's very interesting. They let it linger. Whether the form seen by Brahma, meaning the form of the Lord is going to see, is it of the same quality as that of Brahma's body? That is a bewildering question. Prabhupada doesn't reply. Vishwanath doesn't reply. See? Acharyas are like this. Let's listen to Vishwanath, you will see. Certainly, you should explain the difference. Brahma is Aja. And we have seen in 289, Aja. Aja means unborn. And it says, Bhutatma is the controller of all the jivs. Since Brahma is called, sometimes it's called Samasta Jiv. He represents the totality of all the bodies. Because all the bodies were created by him in the universe. Since Brahma has come from the lotus in the navel of the Lord, by the Lord's mercy alone he creates. And the Lord is not without form, because Brahma saw that form. So, see, all this tattva is quite deep. This is a section you can quote to tell that the Lord has a form, because Krishna has revealed that form to Brahma. You will see in the next chapter. He's going to reveal the form. So Brahma has a form and Krishna has a form. That's the conclusion. Back to Vishwanath. Although Brahma is unborn, he appeared from the lotus in the Lord's navel. Just like us. Ajo Shashvatayam Purano Nahanyate Anyamani Sharire 220. We are unborn. So why do we have a body? See? The plot thickens. Krishna has a body, Brahma has a body, we have a body, we are all Aja. All of us, we are Aja. We are Aja, Brahma is Aja, Krishna is Aja. So that's why people say, don't you understand? That's why people say Krishna has a material body. Because we have a material body, we are Aja, right? We are unborn, all of us. We have a material body. So they will say, oh, Krishna is Aja, he has also a material body. You follow? This is the crack of the matter. People tend to, even spiritualists, they will say, yes, everyone is Aja. Even Mayavadis, they will say, everyone is Aja. We agree. So Krishna is Aja? Yes, I agree. But he has a material body. So the Acharyas are trying to unravel that plot here. They're trying to unravel for the sake of the population, for the sake of the devotees at large. They're trying to make us understand that again and again, Krishna has a spiritual body. Krishna has a spiritual body. This is the understanding. 1120, 1121. So mask. It's like a mask. Krishna and Balaram appear. They play like ordinary boys and girls, but they remain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are masked. Manushya, Narakriti, Naralila. They are little boys and girls. No, they are masked. So Vishwanath carries on. Is the form of the Lord similar to that of the material body of Brahma, or is it different? So this is what Maharaj Parikshit wants to know. You understand how deep is Maharaj Parikshit? He wants to know. He has been asking questions in 7, 8, 9. This is actually the core of the matter. I want to know, my dear Shukadev, has the Lord body is his body made of the same elements as Brahma's body? That's what he wants to know. And now Shukadeva is going to explain. See, if you want to relish the answer, you have to understand the question first. And the answers will come in the next chapter. 291, 292, 293, 294. You will see. And then Krishna will show his form in Vaikuntha. So it's very interesting. Huh? Remember, Brahma's body is made of the elements from within the stem. So that's why it's a very close gap, very close line, very thin line. Or you may say that stem is coming from the Lord, it's coming from his navel. It's not different from the Lord's body. Lord Brahma, as his body is made up from within the constituents, within the stem. So it must be the same. Bas. No. That's why it's a very tricky question. Shukadeva is going to reply. We may fall into the trap of concluding, yes, they have the same type of body. Just because Brahma is coming from the stem. So they must be having the same type of body. It will be an aparad. You do that. It's aparad. Because you cannot even compare Brahma with Vishnu or with Krishna. By no means. Otherwise, it's Pashandi. It's atheistic. And you consider Brahma, Vishiv on the same level as Vishnu. That's aparad. Okay, let's move on. So 28, 10. Satchapi yatra purusho vishvastityud bhavatyayaha muktvatma mayam mayesha shete savaguha shayaha.
Okay, translation. Please also explain the personality of Godhead who lies in every heart as the super soul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy. So here the form is transcendental, so that's why it is like that. And it is also understood that it's the same Purusha, right? That lies in the heart of every living entity.
Yeah. So finally, see, the suspense was lingering for 1 hour at least. Finally, it's revealed. 10. Undoubtedly, the form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental, must be different. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? Yes, it is understood also that the same Purush lies in the heart of every Jiv. So by no means we should conclude this the same. No, it would be a parad. So we have to be very careful. Even though Brahma is born within the stem, his body is made of the constituents within the stem. Look at 9, 2, 8, 9. Prabhupada says Brahma was directly born from the bodily expansion of the lotus. Are we born from the bodily expansion of the lotus? No. But Brahma, it's a unique, is born from the body, directly from the bodily expansion of the lotus flower. And the lotus flower comes from the navel of, is sprouting out from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Yes, Prabhu?
No, I was saying we will have umbilical cord on it.
Yeah, very good. Very good sense of humor. I appreciate. Yeah. That's a very good sense of humor. Yeah, the only simile, very good point, extremely good point. We have what is our umbilical cord made of? Transcendental matter? Transcendental
No.
constituents? No, ask your mother. No, it got cut off. It got cut off. What does the doctor do? First thing, he cut it off. Why do we have a navel? Because when you cut it off, the navel tends to shrink and cold up. You know, you have seen that sign within the navel. It has been cut off from birth. Do you think the stem of the lotus was cut off?
No.
If it had been cut off, Brahma would have fallen into the ocean. So we cannot compare. It's revealed here in 10 by Prabhupada. We have to be careful. Parikshit, you can see the delicate nature of the questions of Parikshit is Mahapurush. So Vishwanath on 10 describe the place where the Lord, who glances over Prakriti, lies. Where does he lie? Though he's the Lord of Maya, the master of Maya, he doesn't touch her since she is his external energy. It's a question, basically. And we know the answer. He's not touched. Of course, he's not touched. By proximity, Prabhupada used the example we discussed in previous chapters. By proximity, let's say by proximity, your nose is nearby a field of roses. By proximity, you smell the roses. By proximity. And you conclude, oh, the air smells good. It's not the air that smells good. The air is a truck driver. The air is a carrier. It carries the aroma of the rose. And because you are by proximity near, your nose can smell, oh, it smells good. Nothing to do with the air. The air is a truck driver. If you are nearby a filthy courtyard, by proximity, you're going to smell filth. Is it the fault of the air? No. The air is a truck driver. It carries the smell to your nose. So by proximity, we may conclude hastily, oh, Krishna, Vishnu is the Lord of Maya, is the master of Maya. By proximity, he's so close to her, he glances over Pradhan. By proximity, he must be contaminated. No. We are contaminated by proximity because we are, by proximity, flirting with Maya. But we become contaminated by proximity because we are very close. Krishna is very close, but he doesn't get contaminated. That's the difference. So, Purusha Vayaver Loka Saparapurva Kalpitaha Loke Amushya Vayava Sapale Iti Shushrum. When we discuss Shushrum, way back, not even with me, Shushrum, it comes in which book? Very often, Shushrum in Sri Upanishad. Shushrum, it appears in verse 10 of Sri Upanishad. Shushrum, to hear. When you hear from the Guru, is mentioned that verb shushrum. This is the verb you can use in Sanskrit when you are hearing from Guru. If you hear from Macron or from Trudeau, it's not shushrum. It's Maya. But if you hear from Guru, it's shushrum. You hear Krishna Katha, you hear Krishna Tattva. That verse is there in Shri Show number 10. So please read out 11.
O learned Brahmana, it was formerly explained that all the planets of the universe, with their respective governors, are situated in the different parts of the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. I have also heard that the different planetary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. But what is their actual position? Will you please explain that?
So you can see lots of questions are being propelled, put forward like bullets. They are loaded questions. I mean, it takes someone of the caliber like Shukadev to answer Parikshit's questions. No one else could have done that. Do you think some ISKCON Guru could answer Maharaj Parikshit's questions? Offhand, they can answer now because we have the answer of Shukadev. But do you think anyone in ISKCON, if he had to face, he has Maharaj Parikshit as a disciple, can he cope with the loftiness of the questions of Maharaj Parikshit? Can you imagine you have a disciple like Maharaj Parikshit? Can you cope? Can you withstand such questions? And can you answer appropriately? It takes someone of Shukadev Goswami to answer. Maharaj Parikshit is himself Mahapurush. He's on the same level of Shukadev Goswami. So now Vishwanath on this verse is saying, yes, more questions. And he explains, the planets were previously imagined as limbs of the Purush. We discussed, Vishwanath quotes 2.5.36. The limbs of the Purush were equated with the planets. He gives the quote 2.1.26. So Maharaj Parikshit has heard all these verses. He has a very good memory, not like me. Maharaj Parikshit remembers Bhagavatam. He's going to die in 7 days. He's doing Nirjal. I did Nirjal for 1 day. He's doing Nirjal for 7 days.
Wow.
He doesn't sleep. Do you think he's taking a nap once in a while? Do you think Maharaj Parikshit is going to take a nap? No.
No.
It's not an ISKCON devotee. He's a Mahapurush. He's the grandson of Arjun. Arjun himself was Gudakesh. Arjun never slept. Lakshman never slept. Lakshman never slept during the whole exile of Sitaram. Arjun was not sleeping. He was practicing at night. Are we sleeping at night? Do you think Maharaj Parikshit is taking a nap once in a while? Because he's doing Nirjal? It's a different caliber. He remembers all the shlokas. That is why he's asking this question, because he has heard 2.5.36, 2.1.26. Vishwanath is saying, I have heard from your mouth, my dear Shukadev. And I'm a bit confused. Even Maharaj Parikshit is admitting, I'm a bit confused. Please tell me further. I want to know more details. And that is why, my dear Shukadev, I asked about the Jiv controlled by the Lord. And I asked about the second Purush, Garbhodakashai, 288, and we just discussed, is referring to 288. He asked about the Jiv, he asked about Garbhodakashai. Then in 2.8.10 is dealing with Mahavishnu. It's mentioned here, 2.8.10, the creator of Mahatattva. This is Mahavishnu. So see, he wants to know further about the Purusha avatar. And 2.8.10 also discussed about Kshirodakashai Vishnu, Paramatma. So Maharaj Parikshit has a very thorough understanding much more than us, much more than any gurus in ISKCON. Because we have to understand that the three Purush are called Purush. We cannot say, oh, one is lesser than the other. No. One comes from one another. So let's break it down. The first is the creator, Mahavishnu is the creator of Mahatattva. The second, Garbhodakashai, is situated within each Brahman, each universe. And the third, that is, what is the third?
Kshirodakashayi.
Yeah. So what is his job? Where is he situated?
Everywhere, in every atom.
Is everywhere, yes, but is in our heart. What is the verse in the Gita?
15:15.
15:15, very good. Yes, excellent. And he goes, what does it say in Mata Smriti Jnanam Apanam Cha? I'm remembrance, I'm forgetfulness, and I'm remembrance. And also 1861, Ishvara Savabhutanam Hridaya Sajuntishtati Brahmayam Savabhutani Yantraludani Mayaya. Krishna says, I'm situated into everyone's hearts. I direct the wanderings of all the jivs. The other day, I was chanting my jap and I crushed a snail. I was feeling quite bad. In my garden, I crushed the snail, and I was thinking, wow. And the snail was in bad shape. And so can you imagine the Paramatma was wandering, directing the wanderings of that snail? But I crushed it.
He got mercy, Prabhu, being touched by a few devotees.
I don't know, but I felt bad, and I could see the shell was broken. So anyway, back to the verse. If you know, this is Smriti Shastra, if you know the Sri Purusha, you become liberated, basically. See, this is Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Tattva. If you know well about Srishti Tattva, that's enough, you become liberated. People are thinking, oh, Krishna Lila, or otherwise, I'm not interested. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a class on Shri Upanishad in Radhakund. The Babaji were pulling their hair. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a Manjari. He gave a class on Shri Upanishad in Radhakund. They say this is unheard of. They said, it must be kidding. You have to talk about Krishna, not Shri Sho. They left. They stood up and left the class. Bhaktisiddhanta, way back, he said 32, 33, he said, I'm leaving Radhakund, there's no devotees. In 1932, I'm leaving this place. I can't find any devotees of Krishna. Who is right, who is wrong? So just knowing the Sri Purush is a source of liberation. So you can see Vishwanath is explaining very nicely. And now basically in 11, what is he asking about? Parikshit? He wants to know about the totality of the jivas. The totality. It's called samasta jiv. Sometimes we say avidya vasta jiv. Vasta jiv, the substance. Vasta. Vasta means vastavun, and we have discussed in 111. What is the verse? Shivadam. Vastu Shivadam. Remember that verse? 111, 112. Shivadam. Vastu Shivadam. So Vastu, Vastavan means the aggregate, the substance. So Avidya Vastavan Jiv. All the jivas, the aggregate of all the jivas are into an avidya. All the jivas are into avidya, whether you be a snail, a demigod. Avidya vasta jiv. The whole aggregate of the jivas is into avidya. So he wants to know, Parikshit here, about this totality of the jivas. It's called samasta jiv. Where are they? They are there in the limbs of the Purush. The planets are there in the limbs. So there's a lot of questions here in 11. I think 11, 5 questions are there. So Vishwanath explained, those questions are pertaining to Shanta Bhakti, Dasya Bhakti. That is why we should not jump too fast into Krishna Lila thinking it's boring. Creation is boring. No, it will. Buddhism used to say, Dasya Eshvaya Gyan will breed Dasya Bhakti. All these Eshvaya Gyan type of questions, Shrishti, it will breed Dasya Bhakti. And Dasya Bhakti is very good. You are Dasya. You are Bhakta, Das. So it's a very deep, Parikshit has very deep questions. So Shukadev is supposed to know the form of the Lord. This is Guru. Can you imagine? Shukadev should be knowing about which form of the Lord Brahma has seen. He has to be able to explain. In other words, Parikshit is so expert. He wants to know, I want to know about that form of the Lord that Brahma has seen, not any form. Please tell me about that form only. Who else can answer the level, such a disciple questions? I want to know about that form. So this is Shukadev. Shukadev has a very heavy disciple here. Shukadev only can answer. So this is called Priti Bhakti or Dasya Bhakti. This is pure Bhakti. Priti Bhakti. Vishwanath said this is Priti Bhakti. Those questions are so lofty, they will help you develop Priti. Priti Purvakam. Priti means love, means prem. Just by hearing those questions and answers, you can develop Dasya Bhakti, Priti Bhakti. This is the point of Vishwanath. 12. Yavan kalpo vikalpo va yatha kalo nimuyate, Bhuta bhavya bhavashabda ayu manamcha yatstataha. It's not finished. He's asking more questions. Go ahead. 12.
Okay, I'm reading. Okay, I'm reading 12. Just 1 second. 12. Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation and that of other subsidiary creations, as well as the nature of time indicated by the sound of past, present, and future. Also, please explain the duration of measurements of life of the different living beings known as the demigods, the human beings, etc., in different planets of universe. Wow.
Do you understand? Just imagine Purnachandra and you guys, Prabhu, Alinishta, you get all these questions that we discussed. You give the class in Vancouver, anywhere in the world, in New York, in Paris, and some disciple sitting in the audience is asking all the questions that Maharaj Parikshit has put forward from the beginning of this chapter. Where do you stand as a lecturer? You tell me. You tell me, where do you stand? You're going to tell Prabhu, I'll get back to you in private. Let me research extensively. Do you think Shukadev Goswami has a laptop on his lap? Is start naked? Is start naked is 16. Do you think he has Veda base? You understand the level of Shukadev Goswami? And just imagine the level of Maharaj Parikshit. So Prabhupada explained in 12, what can we do? We just can repeat the acharyas. Past, present, and future are different features of time to indicate the duration of life for the universe and all its paraphernalia, including the different living beings in different planets. See, even Prabhupada himself doesn't take a risk. What does he do, Prabhupada? He remains very summary, yeah? And he must have consulted the acharyas. Do you think Shukadev Goswami has consulted some previous acharyas? Do you think look, Sridhar Maharaj didn't even exist. All these acharyas existed in the last centuries only. A few centuries, 10 centuries, 20 centuries, okay, 30 centuries. Shukadev is 52 centuries. Do you think he's going to consult the acharya? Shukadev is so advanced, 1 to 2, look it up. He can enter the hearts of any jiva in the creation. This is the level of Shukadev Goswami. He can enter your heart, my heart, everyone's heart. Any jiva, any species. Shukadev practically is on the level of Paramatma. Like Yamaraj. Yamaraj can tap into Paramatma. Yamaraj can enter your heart. Shukadev is on that level. Narad is on that level. Brahma is on that level. They are called Trikalagya. It's called Adbudagayam, bottomless knowledge. There is no bottom. Shukadev is going to reply. Matter of factly. It's not finished. Look at 13. Is carrying on. Kalasya Nugatir Yatu Lakshatenvi Biratyapi Yavatya Karmagatayo Yadrishi Dvijasatam. O purest of the Brahmins, please also explain the cause of the different durations of time, both short and long, as well as the beginning of time following the course of action. You understand the level? 14 is going to carry on, described. See, the whole chapter is like this. 15 described. 16 describe. 17 explain the different ages. 18 explain. 19 explain, please. 20, what are the opulences? 21 explain. You understand? 22 explain. We are dealing with a Mahapurush type of disciple here. It takes on only Shukadev can cope with such a lofty devotee. This is the point. The whole chapter explain. And you know, oftentimes you ask a question, then the lecturer will reply, then next question you follow. No. Parag Parikshit is asking one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So talking about memory retention of Shukadev Goswami, he has retained the whole Bhagavatam that he heard from his mother when he was in the womb. This is the level of Shukadev Goswami. Sutta Goswami is on that level also. By heart, he has retained the whole Bhagavatam. Not only retains verbally, he can explain. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur could memorize at 7-year-old the whole Gita back and forth and explain each verse. He could give classes at 7, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So let's hear from Vishwanath. What else can we do? So then 12, speak also about the great time spans, kalpa. Kalpa is 1 day. Divisions, vikalpa. You will see, it's very well explained in 2.10.46. Kalpa, Vikalpa, Mahakalpa. How time in past, future, and present is perceived. The lifespans of the humans, the pitris, the devatas, who think that they are their bodies. Everyone is thinking that they are the bodies, even demigods. Then 13. The progress of time, Anugati. There is time has very small division. What is the smallest division of time?
Nimesh.
Nimesh, 3/8 of the second.
Yeah, now be careful. Nimesh is the time. It's very short, I agree. It's in the third canto. This is a fraction of a second. This is the time of the whole display of the creation. The creation, as we know, the Lord glances on Pradhan, then from the pore of his bodies, the universes will be generated out, and they will expand, becoming bigger, becoming further, going further from his body. And when he breathed it in, just like you breathe it in, then it's called Nirodha. Nirodha means retraction of the energies within the body. For Brahma, it's called Mahakalpa, the whole duration of his life. This is 311 trillion 40 billion years. And on the level of Mahavishnu, it's one Nimesh. But I'm not asking this question. I'm asking, what is the shortest division of time? We will discuss. It will be the answer to that question of Parikshit Maharaj coming up. The shortest division of time is the time the sun takes to cover an atom. This is the shortest division of time. How long does it take for a portion of the sun ray to cover the size of an atom? That's the shortest division of time. See how far expert they are in Vedic culture. Do you think if you go to NASA, they have this one figured out? No. So Vishwanath, back to 13, he explains. Envy means that time is endowed with very small divisions of time. Paramanu, there's a verse in Brahma Samhita, Paramanu Chayantarastam. Vishnu enters within the Anu, within the atom, and even between the atom. Vishnu that's the meaning of Vishnu. Vishnu means is all pervasive, is within the atom. Paramanu Chayantarastam. He enters within the atom and between the atom. And of course, you find big divisions of time. Brihati, it's mentioned here in 13, like years. Then Karma Gataya. Karma Gataya means where you're going to go according to your pap, according to your Sukriti, where you're going to go. Everything is so well put by Maharaj Parikshit. All the places, Vishwanath explained, all the places achieved by karma are ultimately devoured. Like a meal, you devour a meal. It's devoured by the small and large divisions of time. Krishna says in the Gita, what is the verse? Lokalosmi, lokakshaya krit, pravrido. I devour all the planets, all the species of life. I devour through time. I devour everything. And Vishwanath again and again is saying the same point. Those two questions are suitable for pure bhakti. See, he's not saying this is Shrishti or this is lesser level. No. He's saying those two questions are suitable for pure bhakti in order to become indifferent to all karma. If you understand, you become nilakshapa. Nilakshapa means totally indifferent, virakti. You become indifferent to life because you understand everything is going to be swallowed by time. It's good because that's you're moving forward towards pure bhakti. And Vishwanath quotes a verse, 11, 20, 27. Jata Shado Matkatasu Nirvina Sava Kamashu. If you have faith in those topics, you become indifferent to karma. And if you become indifferent to karma, means you are becoming Krishna conscious because you are only concerned by Krishna karma, doing activities for Krishna. So that's the this, how do you say, the anga. That's the narrative. That's the narrative that will help you to become Krishna conscious. If you listen to this, the rationale, I would say, the rationale, yes. That's the rationale that will help you to become indifferent to karma and all these things. If you listen to kala topics, dealing with time. What's the time? Because I have to break my fast very soon. Okay, let's move on. 14. Yasmin karma samavayo yatha yeno griyate gunanam guninam cheva parinanam abhipsatam.
Okay, 14. Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living beings, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigods down to the most insignificant creatures. So here he's mostly talking about the karma, and the designation and how we get different bodies and different things because of our karma. I think this is what I got from here.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see Parikshit is pummeling Shukdev with questions over, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. You know what? Sometimes when you translate, I'm a translator, so sometimes the speaker will find compassion, he will stop so you can translate, but here it doesn't stop. He assumes that this Shukadev can remember. This is piece of cake for him. He assumes like that. Can you imagine if you would be asking your gurus without even him answering? You keep on asking such heavy questions. Do you think your guru will be happy with you? Yes or no?
No.
He will say, Madhavendra, you're nonsense. Let me answer. Then you ask another question. But do you think Shukadev is saying that?
No.
So you understand the level of Shukadev Goswami?
So true.
It's totally different league. This person is not from this world. He's the son of Vyasadeva. He's a Mahajan. He's stark naked, even in front of Krishna. Have you seen Shukadev Goswami dressed up in dhoti and kurta? Have you ever seen?
No.
Is anyone telling him, please, Prabhu, put a dhoti? Anyone has the audacity to tell Shukadeva Goswami to put a dhoti?
No.
Even Krishna doesn't do that. So, extremely lofty questions. And as I said, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to look at Vishwanath. See, Vishwanath, you can take shelter. Commentary, of course, Prabhupada also is giving it one page. We have to get into Prabhupada. What does he say? Yeah, this is the law and effect. What is the law of, do you know the law of, when you plunge something in water, what does it create?
It, the white displaces.
Yes. See, I used to do scuba diving when I was a kid. I was going into, it's, you have to take diplomas and degrees, and you have to learn this. It's called Archimede in French. He was a Greek philosopher. Let's say you press a soccer ball in water. What's going to happen? As you try to take a soccer ball, you try to put it in water. What's going to happen? Did you try?
It will come up.
Yeah, but if you strongly press it in you may manage. You keep on pressing the soccer ball inside. You maintain the soccer ball inside the water. What's going to happen? Do you feel the pressure or not?
Yes.
So this is the law of Archimede. And it's difficult for me to say it in English. Let me try to translate. I will say in French. I will say then
Is it the law of gravity?
No, it's not the law of gravity. It's called the law of Archimede. Tout corps plongé dans un liquide subit une poussée égale au poids du liquide déplacé. This is French. I will translate. Any body of matter plunged into water, or any liquid for that matter, oil, the reaction will be different. In wine, the reaction will be different. So any body of matter plunged into a liquid will, let me translate, will, tout corps plongé dans un liquide subit une poussée, will push in an opposite manner.
Is it called mass, Prabhu? Mass?
Yeah, so let me try to, because as I said, I learned this law. I was a kid, I was 15 or 17. Let me try to see on the internet. This is the law of karma, actually. It works the same. The law of karma works the same. So let me see how to say it in English, this law. The law of Archimede. Archimede was a philosopher, a Greek philosopher. Archimedes, yeah.
How do you spell Archimede?
Yes. Okay, very good. I got it. In simple form, the Archimedes law states that the buoyant force of an object is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. Exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay, Prabhu, the name of that philosopher was Archimedes.
Yes, he's a Maha a philosopher.
Yes.
Way back, he's a Greek. So anything, a ball, you forcibly push that ball in the water, it's equal to what? It's going to create in the water an equal reaction, equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. You follow? So in other words, try it tonight or any day, even in your bathroom, in your bathtub. It will create a pressure against you. That's why it's heavy. You have to push the ball inside. It's going to create a reaction. So this is back to 14. Look at the purport. it's going to create an opposite reaction. See? The actions and reactions of all works in the material modes of nature, either in the minute form of a gigantic or the gigantic form, are accumulated, and thus the result of such accumulated action and reaction become manifested in the same proportion. See, there is a somewhat of a semblance in those two laws, in the same proportion. You push the soccer ball inside the water in the same proportion. The weight of the fluid displaced by that object will react.
Okay, Prabhu, I'm going to read the English version of it. Is
Yeah.
what is Archimedes' principle? A body at rest in a fluid is acted upon by the force pushing upwards called the buoyant force, which is equal to the weight of the fluid that the body displaces. If the body is completely submerged, the volume of the liquid displaced is equal to the volume of the body.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So, and you could say, why is he talking about this? Because this is the law of karma works the same. As you sow, so shall you reap. You make some misdeed, you're going to get a reaction.
What happened?
Sorry,
Did we lose you?
I don't understand. Anyway, it's 7 o'clock here. I have to break my fast anyway. So we'll stop here. We'll start again from 14. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for coming.
I cannot hear.
I don't know. I can't hear you.